how money is made from home at Online Trading Academy. Just how much?
100, 200, 300. They were able to get to $500 a day in a little over 8 months. 500 a day, folks, is $10,000 a month.
Get classroom instruction on how money can be made from home and how risk is limited. Learn stocks, options, futures, forex. Learn step-by-step from professional traders at Online Trading Academy.
Everyone starts off very small baby steps. You know, if you can't average $100 a day, there's no way you're going to be able to make $300 a day or $3,000 a day in the markets.
Thousands have learned how money can be made from home with limited risk at Online Trading Academy. Attend a free half-day class to see how it works in Broward and Palm Beach. Online Trading Academy. Call now. 561-674-9800. 561-674-9800. That's 561-674-9800.
Staying healthy is difficult. What nutritional supplements should you take? What foods are best for you? What health practitioner should you see? You've got health questions, I've got health answers. From heartburn to hemorrhoids, pain to pimples, carpal tunnel to the common cold, gluten to gallbladder, and gingivitis, and all points in between. I'm Dr. Bob Martin. Tune into my Sunday talk show at 10 o'clock on Talk 1470 WNN.
Talk health, talk wealth. Talk politics. Talk 1470 and 95.3 FM. WNN.
Want to make your smartphone brilliant? Want to make your smartphone brilliant? One tap creates a virtual wine fine tuner. Another, a coffee refiner. A beauty cream and makeup enhancer.
Wow. Look at your eye.
What a difference.
And with still just a tap, a strength and flexibility harmonizer.
Yeah, I definitely felt something different.
This is the Vitalizer. In the App Store on any smartphone, a simple download that will embed specific frequencies and vibrations into your phone's light photons and sound waves. Calibrations designed to affect taste.
The Vitalizer one is better than the other one, for sure.
Hydration, absorption,
feel silkier,
and perhaps most incredibly, your strength, flexibility, and energy. Amazing.
Wow.
Crazy. Well, salud. I'm loving it.
Go to www.vitalizerapp.com and make your smartphone brilliant.
Academic and athletic success will significantly improve reading comprehension, test scores, and self-esteem. Contact 3D Learner today for more information. Call 561-361-7495 to unlock your child's true potential. Visit us at 3dlearner.com or call 561-361-7495. The Heart of Delray Gallery, located in the Delray Art Complex, is one of South Florida's top venues for art, culture, music, and private events. The Heart of Delray Gallery is a cutting-edge, 11,000-square-foot art exhibition showcasing local artists and artisans with the highest quality of talent and vision, highlighting South Florida's creative arts. Visit us at the Heart of Delray Gallery, 1440 North Federal Highway in Delray Beach. Come, take a tour, book your next private event or fundraiser, or join us for Art Walk the first Friday of every month from 6 to 11 p.m. For more information, give us a call at 561-278-0074. The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Well, it's 1 o'clock and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. The team is ready to serve you a huge portion of fun for lunch. So let's break open the lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought. Take a seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy the humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of feel-good and happy soup to help your day go by easier and enjoy your break with others around you. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddy S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or dream making. It's the feel-good food you need to help that bagel go down nice and smooth. If you have a story to share, anything that happened at work or play, a movie review, a restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll-free 888-565-1470 right now. So sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe and let Dawn and Freddy S. get your happy juices flowing.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe. I love getting to pick the music for all of our segments. I spent my nights on YouTube picking the songs. Today you will see a full set without my co-host Freddy. He has left me flying solo, and if I knew, I would have picked that song solo. But he is running our board down at WNN, trying to get all the stations up and running. And I don't do this as well as he does, but welcome to New York, San Francisco, South Florida, Boston, LA, and he says never Hawaii, but one day we're going to get there. We've got Christina Lynn of Lynn TV Productions, and she will get me to Hawaii. Freddie, you are welcome to join on the ride. I know John from Vitalizer app, he'll join me as well. We have a full set today. We're talking about love, relationships. Yesterday we had an amazing show. Talked about relief efforts for Puerto Rico and recovery. The amount of response that we got and how the foundations came together, and you see everyone shaking their head, yes. When you can have so many foundations working together, and they work separately, but yet when they come together, united, is an amazing, amazing gift. So you can always check us out for more information from yesterday's show. It's Stronger and Better Together. You can give them a call. You can always call us at 888-565-1470. You can find us live streaming today on Facebook and Periscope at the Brooklyn Cafe TV. Listen to us on 95.3 FM to talk, 1470 AM. Keep Joe and Freddie busy down in NM. Make them run around and answer their phone. You're not going to want to miss this show. It is very timely, and I don't even know how that happened, but it is so timely with all the hashtags that are out there today. 888-565-1470. We are going to have a clean love relationship show today. We are a midday show, and big breaking news, we've got Magic Dan, Banana Dan, who is now Tech Dan over on the board. He is running our mics. He's got his headphones on. We put all hands on deck when we have to go. Welcome everyone to the Brooklyn Cafe. Wow, look at this set. See, we needed a bigger boat. You need a mic. We got a bigger boat. Actually, someone came in today from Hunter's Run, and she says, do you think I could bring my whole cultural arts club here? She starts counting the seats. I said, I'll tell you what, we could even get you more seats. I said, anything you want. She lives in Hunter's Run. I said, bring them all. We'll even do a lunch and learn. So, Dan, I think we got a whole nother lunch and learn coming. They're going to learn what we do. Okay. Which will be fun. They'll get to tour this amazing, beautiful 11,000 square foot art gallery at the heart of Delray Gallery. We're at 1440 North Federal Highway in Delray Beach. Come by and see this amazing artwork. Everyone walks by. We had Larry, and everyone walks by and says, oh my gosh, this place is amazing. I never even knew this was here. Mm-hmm. So welcome, gentlemen. We have Gianni Adamo with us. Am I pronouncing that right? Or?
That's correct, Gianni Adamo.
And Gianni, I think it was last week only that you won. When Gianni was here for Art Walk, she put her business card in to win the 2-night stay at the Surfcaster Motel in Melbourne Beach. And she won, and actually Dawn Masler was here doing that show. We was on the Love. It was a steamy Tuesday, and I guess maybe we're going to be known as Steamy Tuesday. But Dawn Masler, the love biologist, was here, and she picked your card, and you are a love therapist.
I am.
So how serendipitous is that? Welcome to our show.
I'm a licensed mental health counselor and a certified relationship coach. My focus is love, marriage, and relationships, and also individuals who are divorcing, who may need to go through the healing process of uncoupling and healing their life and bringing their life back together again and starting over.
There's so much going on, and we've got Larry, and we have Richard with us, and we have Christina Lynn from Lynn TV Productions, and John from Vitalizer app on the mic. Welcome, everybody. And when we put this whole show together,
great to be here.
We weren't even sure. I mean, we put our shows together, and we go live, and we just unscripted, and we do what we do. And then all of a sudden yesterday, I'm seeing all these hashtags go out, and Alyssa Milano started it. And it's hashtag #MeToo, and METOO, and it just went viral so quickly, and I thought, wow, how timely. Let's even discuss that, because my question was, are people doing hashtag #MeToo only because they have been abused or assaulted? And then I see it even grows, I see men posting that they never have been, but they live with women, they have daughters, and they want to bring awareness to this whole situation. So let me start with Gianni, and then guys, we're going to introduce who you are. Tell me about this is what you do. We've talked about this.
Well, Dawn, something you may not know about me is I'm also a survivor of sexual assault. So I posted Me Too as well this morning. So I joined the group.
It's an incredible viral movement that all it took was just one person to post this, and it just went viral.
Well, I posted also, Me Too. I've been in the entertainment business 35 years. And when I was acting, I was a Screen Actor Guild member have been for many, many years, and I'm a member of the TV Academy. And it's so sad what happened with this whole Harvey Weinstein situation. As I say, I've been a member of the Television Academy. We do the Emmys, and they're just now voting to put him out of that as well. It's a really sad moment. However, the positive side is that now women are not as afraid to speak out, but I had a lot of sexual harassment that happened to me when I was acting in the 80s and 90s in Los Angeles. And we reported it. My girlfriends and I would report it to SAG. We would report it to AFTRA, which is the television and radio union as well. So we always did that, and we did everything that we could to get it out there. But unfortunately, some of the upper echelon people were hidden and were, being protected in a very bad way.
Well, let me play devil's advocate.
Yes.
And this is not my belief or stance on it all, but let me just present the other side, which has been known.
Okay.
Do you think the way women dress
No.
allows
Before you even
this
finish that
action?
sentence, no.
And I want to say the right word.
I'm going to call foul on the question. Really. I mean, I don't care if a woman walks in naked like Lady Godiva on horseback. That never, ever entitles any unwanted behavior.
So we've got
It's
Larry and Richard
never-
Siegel on set,
Yeah.
brothers, and you guys tell us the name of your show on Monday nights.
We do Sex Talk with Dr. Richard Siegel, and I am also a licensed mental health counselor and certified sex therapist, and my brother is what's called a clinical sexologist, an educator and trainer of professionals and all types of audiences. And in fact, last night, the topic of our show was this, and for the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about how sexual violence needs to be a men's issue.
And your
It's
show,
always-
and you, when I actually covered your show a couple weeks ago, your show was Monday nights on WNN 1470 and 95.3, just as we are.
Thank you.
It's Monday nights at 9 o'clock, correct?
Correct.
And what is the focus?
The thousands of topics in the
Sex and
fascinating
sexuality.
world of sexuality, but very often,
But it's not the
unfortunately,
graphic sexuality like
right.
people
I was
think
going
of.
to say, unfortunately, these kinds of events, we often find ourselves talking, just like sexuality educators do, talking about very unsexy things,
Yeah.
because we're not very sexually healthy.
And you did a show a couple weeks ago, and we talked about it was this topic actually,
Yeah.
and it's that women are not to blame. It is men who are
Right.
doing the right. And John, I know you have a daughter, and you work with big brothers and sisters a lot. So again, this is a topic I know near and dear to you. It's not how women dress. It's and you tell me it's the men's issue.
I was horrified by Donna Karen's comments, and I'm glad she tried to.
Which is
to
why I
take
wanted
them
to bring
back.
that up,
Yeah,
correct?
no. Yes, fashion is about sex. Advertising, marketing, the world we live in. It's a very kind of almost mind-splitting thing. Sex is everywhere. We use sex to sell anything, no matter how unsexy. But yet there's still this kind of ooh, hush, inappropriate, puritanical. Everything's pathologized. If something's too sexy, it must be a disease. We have to get over this and accept that this is life. It's not acts. It's human beings.
Christina, why do you think
Right.
the Me Too is really coming forward now? This is the industry,
Well, I'd like
and I
to-
hate to put it all on Harvey Weinstein because he's one individual,
Yeah, no, he-
and
he's the
one, and
poster boy
whatever
right
he
now.
has been accused of doing, it is not us to pass judgment or say. But this is an epidemic. If we see it going viral, it's everywhere.
It is an epidemic, and I do want to say that I have been very involved in the inner circles in the entertainment business. I've been very blessed. I was at Paramount for 5 years on hard copy, and I've been an investigative journalist.
Wow.
I was on Joan Rivers' show, and so I've really been in the heart of big time entertainment in the world. And unfortunately, going out as an actress in the 80s, I was, believe me, I was dressing. I would like to comment on the dressing aspect. Dressing very conservatively. Sometimes, for parts, not even wearing makeup and things like that. But I had a couple of my agents that hit on me, even though I was married at that time, and that were making lewd comments. And, we want to submit you for some parts, but, we need to see what's going on.
Where did the idea of the casting couch come
Yeah,
from?
Right.
casting couch, and that was back in the 80s. But
I'm sure in the
also,
silent
But this
movie
isn't even
days.
just in the entertainment business. And John,
Right.
I want to touch on with you.
It's true.
You are a mentor with big brothers and sisters, and I can't imagine what you see and heard. And I know when you adopted your daughter, there were other reasons.
Well, one of the things, that I had actually come across is when I was trying, this is right prior to me adopting Mariana, was we were working together and I wanted to give her a life. And she was doing modeling, okay? And the photographer actually got to me on the side and he said to me, he says, John, you better be very careful with Mariana because she's very beautiful and they're going to take advantage of her. And I stopped right there because I was, didn't have the knowledge, didn't know. But now after all of this coming and listening and so, now I understand, yeah. And I've heard from people that have been abused, and it is it's a horrible thing, but you know, that's all.
You know, when I
it's-
started
it
working
was
with
time.
Freddy and Les at the time, our other show, two boys from Brooklyn, and the broads had a connotation. And I thought, you know what, we're so much more than a name, and then we spun off into another show. He said, are you ready for what's going to come your way? And me and my bubble of magic wands and rainbows and unicorns said, of course I am, what are you talking about? He said, the bigger and visible our show gets, and the more people see you, are you ready for what will happen? And I said, I still don't know what you're talking about. I have since learned what he was talking about, and he is always by my side and always has my back, as Dan and John and this great team of people. But oh my gosh, what comes forward?
Sure.
But just let me say one thing, that yes, it's true that it is in just every form of life. Corporate world, yes, if you sleep with me, I'll give you a promotion. But let me say this, it is rampant in Hollywood. I've been there. I've been attacked. I've had this happen. When I was in the 80s, I was one of the winners of the Marilyn Monroe Lookalike Contest for 20th Century Fox. We were receiving PR and all kinds of stuff for all over the world. And some of the sleazy people that came out, you know, luckily I had good people around me, but some of the quote-unquote agents and, you know.
You know, we're talking the business world. Now, Gianna, you're seeing this in everyday life.
Exactly.
So we're not even talking about this is just Hollywood and those at a higher level. You're seeing it, one second please, where are you seeing it? You're in relationships. And
I'm seeing in the relationships.
And narcissistic relationships is what you're telling me.
Yes, exactly. I get to see the women who have been groomed and brought into a relationship that ultimately was to exploit her completely, emotionally, sexually, financially, any which way. And those are the women I am now working with and repairing and helping them to get back on their feet.
And those are the ones that are really the important ones to go viral. Like I see you've got Ren and Rock, who also had a show with us.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are with us at the time. They had a show with us on Thursdays.
Yeah.
And they have a line of handbags to raise awareness, and they are both victims of sexual assault and domestic violence. So you're talking about not even the high levels.
And they remind us that 1 in 5 women, so that's 20 to 25% of college-age women, are sexually abused and raped, assaulted in our college campuses. And we need to bring awareness to this because that's where it starts. The number one targets for these sexual predators is usually the 16 to 19, 20-year-old women. Those are those women and those young ladies are 4 times greater than anyone else in our society to get targeted by a sociopath or sexual predator.
Well, and let's talk about,
There's a point I think that really needs to be made. And going back to your original question, again, that idea of if women dress to be seen and be looked at, wanting to be seen is not the same as wanting to be abused.
Good point.
And I think that's a big decision, a distinction. And I also want to take issue with this being an epidemic. I don't think it's an epidemic. I think it's the status quo. And I think by calling it and framing it that way, I think it's almost an excuse to drag our feet. We've got to figure out what to do. How do we deal with this? Instead of, we can start doing this now.
I don't think it's an epidemic. I agree.
Right. It's
And
the
I don't
status
think
quo.
it's anything worse now than it was. I think now with social media,
We hear
there's
it
more
more.
awareness.
Sure.
As
Exactly.
everything, social media can be used for good and for things not so good.
Well,
But there's more
however, though,
awareness.
if I could just interject this, I have noticed that on the college campuses, unfortunately, and the ladies that do the handbags, what are their names again?
Karen and Laura
They're
Ren and
wonderful.
Rock. Yes.
They were both attacked in college settings. Now, to me, that is something that really needs to be worked on.
Absolutely.
And we have been doing that
And
with
even
some of our
before.
women's groups to help the girls there to be aware. You know, because no, it's not all right to get someone drunk and take advantage at a frat party.
You know,
That's
here's the
not all
thing,
right.
the old
And
saying,
to
no
make sure
means
the boys
no.
are aware.
And,
Yeah, the boys.
And as men, and I want the men to, I mean, as women, we teach our daughters, no means no. We teach our sons, no means no. In boy brain, and Yvonne Haas is laughing, and Dan is laughing, does no mean no?
Well, yeah. No, there's never been a question about what no means. The issue is, do they care? Right? It's not that they don't know, it's that they don't care. And again, I think even all of the predation that we can talk about aside, going back to this idea that this is status quo, when we look at statistically 1 in 6 younger adolescent girls experience intimate partner violence and abuse within their relationship. So, it's not even just about there are predators and there are people that are targeting and on the hunt. This is the status quo.
All right,
and
on
that has to change.
On that note, I want to go to a quick commercial break. We're going to regroup a little bit. It's not an easy topic, but we're trying to make it as midday as possible. #MeToo. Give us a call, 888-565-1470. Banana Dan, you ready to turn those mics off? Yes, we'll be right back.
Sit back, relax, and breathe while breathing in the benefits of salt in our invigorating Salt Oasis. The Salt Suite of Boca Raton provides 100% natural treatment for sinus, respiratory, and skin conditions. From the adult relaxation lounge to a children's playroom, salt therapy opens up sinuses, lungs, and flushes out allergens and pollutants for all ages. Give us a call at 561-288-0481. Mention the Brooklyn Cafe and receive 2 visits for the price of 1. Call now to book your appointment. 561-288-0481. TheSaltSuite.com. What is Debersize? With over 25 years of personal training experience and workout techniques, Deb Varsalone invites you to Debersize. Debersize comes to you from the privacy of your own home or group training facility. Debersize can meet your individual fitness needs, offering one-on-one, non-impact resistance training, post-surgical strengthening to higher-level boot camp and weight training. Debersize will meet your personal fitness goals at any age. Contact Deb at 561-307-9283. Schedule an initial consultation and get ready for a stronger, healthier you. 561-307-9283. Sonia Hankin is the confidence expert and passionate guide to men and women who struggle with unworthiness, lack of confidence, and self-doubt. As a holistic psychotherapist and master integrated life coach, Sonia Hankin will help you unlock your confidence so you can make the changes you desire and feel good about yourself no matter what life throws at you. You can work with Sonia via phone, Skype, or in person. Contact Sonia at 954-214-8991. Enough is enough of not feeling good enough. If you want to find your voice and step into your power, call today for a free 30-minute session. 954-214-8991 or visit her at soniahankin.com. Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe, where every day is a new adventure. If you'd like to join Don and Freddy S. at the cafe, give them a call at 888-565-1470 toll-free. Come on in or call to share a thought for the day and get all the information you need to help your business grow. That's 888-565-1470. Let's reopen the cafe doors. Now, back to Dawn and Freddy S.
And we are back on this hashtag #MeToo Tuesday. That's like a tongue twister. #MeToo Tuesday. See if Freddy were here, he'd make a whole thing of #MeToo Tuesday. Freddy is running our board down at WNN. We have a full set and very timely discussion. Last Tuesday we had a steamy Tuesday, and this Tuesday it's about the same thing, but it's a little more authentic in the conversation and timely as to MeToo. And I know people are asking for statistics, and Gianni says right here you can go to
RAINN.org, RAINN, and you could also go to the CDC for the intimate partner abuse statistics. And intimate partner abuse is what you had mentioned. 1 in 3 women are physically, sexually abused, emotionally abused, or stalked by their intimate partner or their ex-intimate partner, and 1 in 16, I believe, 1 in 10 men can also go through the same type of harassment and abuse in their relationship.
Let me ask you this, in the relationships you see, and unfortunately, the more I work within this industry, the more I see women come forward, and these are highly educated, professional women. It's not, and I can't say you can ever prejudge anyone, and when I hear the stories, it's jaw-dropping. Right within our community of what they're living with. But then what's even more jaw-dropping is that they bail the man out of jail. They say he won't do it again. And I'm thinking, are you really, as an educated woman, people I know highly in this field, are you telling me this? I said, so when he kills you, the next time? Shall I then tell the judge he was sorry? I go, how can you tell me this is a friend? And this happens over and over again, and I am dumbfounded by the epidemic.
Because you're looking for logic.
The amount.
Yes.
And it's amazing to me what's going on. And where you're seeing is, are they excusing these behaviors and going back, they won't do it again because why? They're sorry.
Well, love is not really logic. If we're going to be logic, we probably would never get married, and we
Love
would
is
never.
crazy.
That's right.
Exactly. Love is very crazy, and it's actually one of the best crazy things that you can do for your life, especially if the other person is just as crazy about you. But when we are crazy for someone and they're not crazy for us, they're actually trying to exploit us, that's where the problem comes. It is not these smart, intelligent, very nurturing, very loving women that sometimes get caught up in these relationships. The problem is the person who's abusing them. The problem is the person that has no integrity, that's creating a lot of lies, a lot of mental, emotional manipulations to keep these women powerless in their relationships and to feel like they're worthless because they're being, abused. So we lose our sense of even of ourselves. We don't even know who we are.
And Richard, you're shaking your head, yes.
Well, there's this unfortunately old idea of battered woman syndrome. I was going to say, happily, laws have changed, at least in the state of Florida, because of that. What happens so often that a woman would recant by the time the police showed up and say, "Oh no, it wasn't so big deal.
And
I don't want to press charges."
Mm-hmm.
No, now police press charges, not the victim. If they're called and if they see a bruise or any sign of any kind of violence, the police are the ones that arrest and make the charge. So, I think there's a silver lining. It's kind of a heavy, unsexy topic to talk about, but the silver lining is that these kinds of events are the seeds of that revolution that we're talking about, that this is a men's issue, that while college campuses are, now they're forced to have to reckon with this. Now that it's out in the open, they have to create policies. Sports teams, professional athletes, because of the horrendous things that, the one bust, that just like roaches, they say for everyone you see, there's 1,000 you don't.
Well, because,
right?
this is who our kids are looking up to.
Sure.
And if you're going to be, politics aside again, whether it's taking a knee or doing the right thing by your spouse or your girlfriend, this is who our children in society are looking up to. You should act as a role model.
But see, now, again, having said that, right, this is another, I think, a problem/issue that we have with all of this, especially with regard to athletes. I used to be a wellness director at FAU and was doing some training with the football teams because we know a lot of athletes have this, domestic violence issue. And again, we have to look at, in the context, the status quo. We're talking about guys that from often a very young age are conditioned to kill and hurt and hit and damage. But then we just expect them to step off the field and be gentlemen.
Turn it off.
Right? We have to do some more work with that.
So as an educator, this is what you do as an educator. You're educating other therapists. How do you, we call it, when working out, coming off the mat. You take what you've learned off the mat into real life. How do you teach a football player or an athlete or guys that have really focused on sports because that was their way out of a bad childhood situation? How do we then change the culture and change the language of what they really should be doing? Christina?
There was one event that really did help to do that, and that is when the guy from Baltimore, and forgive me, I forget his name, but they got the tape on the elevator of him punching out his
knocking her out.
wife. I mean, knocking her out. I saw that, and I was ill. It was horrible.
It was.
Now, the good thing is, the team got rid of him, and he got wiped out of any opportunities.
And the league had to address that issue now.
Yes, the league did.
That's what I'm talking about.
And they said, no, this is not acceptable. And so his career is over. He gave it up. So,
but to your point
he lost
before,
it.
she stayed with him.
Right, that's true.
Right?
She
So
stayed with him and
looking at
she
that dynamic
defended him. But luckily, the NFL got so much pressure from people like us that they had to stop. Now, another thing that I think is also very good is if you look at Ashton Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher is a great, wonderful guy, and he and Demi Moore, his ex-wife, they have a charity that I've even done some volunteer work with, and that is Real Men Don't Have Sex with Children. And so forgive me for saying pedophilia, I know that's another topic, but I just want to say that they've gone after the men And they said, guys, come on, you got to stop this.
But I don't want to make this a man bashing. I think it becomes an
No, it's not a man bashing.
It's a man responsibility.
It's a man responsibility.
You've just nailed it. And I hesitated to answer your question because I don't want to make it political, but the issue is an education one. And we still are the only industrialized country in the world that grapples immature, like children, with this issue of sexuality education. We're not raising sexually healthy young kids.
Besides sexual
especially
education,
boys.
we need to educate, and John, this goes back to you and working with Big Brothers and Big Sisters. Educate on kindness and compassion and empathy.
Well, how do women learn to be treated by men?
It all ties in together.
Right. And that is part of sexuality education, actually.
Truly.
Yeah.
We think it's about STDs and birth control and controversial issues. It's about growing up sexually healthy.
And John, when you worked with the kids, I'm going to bring you back because I want to bring this back to our youth because we have to. Because behaviors, we're not born with these behaviors. We don't suddenly wake up at 30 or 40 or 50 and say, this is a bad behavior, I'm going to do it now. And you're smiling. These are behaviors that are learned, whether they're from our parents, grandparents, society as a whole. And you work with these children. What did you see, or what do you think?
Well, the children that I work with, they were just so overly grateful to have a big brother or a big sister just come in that they could just talk to, and someone that was going to listen to them. Education is probably one of the greatest things. If you live in an environment that is negative all the time, well, that's what's created. Now, if you pull them out and get them into a positive environment, good will always outpower the evil. I mean, bottom line, I'm sorry, that's just my belief, and I've seen it. So,
It's have faith in a good subject.
I believe we need to have conversations around this topic as we are right now at every level, from homes to schools to churches, temples, here, anywhere in public. And I'm so happy that that this situation has happened in Hollywood, because now it's bringing awareness. And those of us who have been assaulted now have a platform to be heard on Facebook, to be heard on the radio, to be heard wherever we can now speak. That yes, this violence happens, and it happens a lot. And a lot of the women are not just the lower socioeconomic, or they're not uneducated. There's many women with master's degrees, postgraduate degrees. I just took an intake yesterday. She's a doctor. She was raped and in med school. And she's still dealing with this, and she's close to 60. So this is a lifelong journey for those of us who get assaulted or harassed in school.
And it stays with you.
Yeah, if I may say also, too, that within the environment of the entertainment world, and this goes on in corporate world as well and many other areas, that I know for me, they would say, if you will do something with me, again, casting couch, your career will go forward. I had, a friend that was good friends with Hugh Hefner. Oh, if you come over to the mansion and you're going to do this, that, and the other, wow, we've got a TV show for you, which I turned it all down. And I'm proud to say that, so luckily I stayed safe. But luckily I had a very good background from my family, and I was very solid. I was able to do it, but I saw women around me.
But you had your voice at a young age. And really what our platform here is to give, and I always say women because men seem to have a stronger voice. Maybe not all, and Freddie's going to disagree with me. See, Freddie, I can talk about you and you're not even here. I know what you're going to say to me. You're in my head. He's going to say not all men. But as a whole, and David, I know I do not have the statistics on this. I know you're going to comment. On a whole, it seems that men have a stronger voice than women. So we work with a lot of women to find their voice. And my daughter's 25, and I say to her every day, if you have something to say it. I don't mean to say it rudely, but say it with compassion enough. Assert what you have to say, because do not wait until you're 49, 50 to finally say, I have a voice. And I think that goes to the education of our youth, back to educating our youth.
Right.
And
Very much so.
Can I comment on this Me Too movement, which I hope it turns into a movement? And I believe, as we've been advocating, that this is a men's issue, and the way young men and boys are taught and raised. I think this Me Too movement, I saw something really I thought was kind of poignant on social media last night. This is a women's moment. And while I think it's great that there are men stepping up and saying Me Too, and we talked about on the show that men, sometimes even a whole other set of issues for young men and boys dealing with sexual violence and sexual assault. But for men to be saying Me Too, someone compared it last night, I thought this made a lot of sense, to the response to Black Lives Matter saying all lives matter.
And
It's
that's
kind
what
of like,
we've said
no,
every day.
no, that misses the point. Let's let women have their moment, like the march in
Don't co-opt
Washington. Right.
But there
and
are boys,
dilute it.
and
Yes,
there are a lot of boys that
No.
as well are abused. So it's not only a women's movement. It looks that way because Hollywood, and no, David, do we think it's going to change? It would be really nice to say I can wave my wand, which is what I do all the time, and I say wish wisely, and yes, all the evil will be gone from the world. However, it's a culture that we need to change, and perhaps those that are at high levels now, as we bring up other people, they will start to change the culture. But will it change overnight?
No.
Oh, no.
It takes time.
No.
Yeah.
And
I,
go ahead.
I was just going to say that, it's also so important before these young people, especially the young guys, get to college, for them to know it's not cool, to attack a woman. And that's not a cool thing. And that is coming out more and more, because there were a couple cases where they're now putting them in prison. They're holding them responsible.
As they should.
And as they should. That one girl that was on social media that was attacked, and she was clearly drunk, that guy got 10 years in prison. And you know what? I'm glad. They need to crack down. They need to really give fair punishment. This is a crime. It needs to be stopped. And particularly if it's underage, if they're under the age of 18. I say go after them, put them in jail.
Well, this is a perfect segue. We have Mom Online on the phone, and Mom Online is a segment we have. Mom goes on pickup line. And talk about educating our youth. It's about giving back and making everyone feel empowered. So Mom Online is picking up her boys on pickup line at school, and she gets out of her car and she asks them a question. It's a question they need, the pickup line they need to get correct. So we give them an easy question, and then they win something that one of our sponsors has generously donated, and then they get a free ticket to come be in our studio audience, join our panel.
Nice.
So Mom Online is on the phone. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Everyone loves Mom Online. They are just cracking up. They love your segment.
Thank you. That's so nice. I love doing it. It's fun.
What's happening on pickup line today?
It's quiet. It's been quiet all week. I guess moms and dads are coming a little late. The line is not as big as usual.
I was going to say, why? Isn't no one going to school?
I don't know what it is.
What are you giving away today?
I have two things. I have a $50 off for the 3D Learner assessment.
Which is amazing.
Yes. And then I also have a T-shirt from Salvatore Principe.
All right, a teacher from Salvatore Principe, and 3D Learner is a school, I can't say a school, but a tutorial service that helps kids that are visual learners. So if your child learns differently, which they all do, instead of sounding out phonetically, it teaches to your strengths. Again, it will raise the weaknesses, but it's teaching to their strengths. That's kids that are visual learners that see things in pictures. That when you say the word book, what do you say? What do you see? I see a book, but there are people that see the word B-O-O-K. So those are your phonetic learners. All of us that see the book and what color it is and how many pages are the visual learners. So again, it's teaching to their strengths. All right, we need to ask a question. Banana Dan, you have a question from Mom Online? No. Let's see, what can our question be? An easy question. What do you think?
Let's see, what would be good?
I don't know if the one that I was just thinking would be an easy question, especially for kids, but.
No, the mom does.
What about just like what color is the sky?
It's not for kids, it's for mom.
Oh, okay.
What color represents Women's Health Awareness Month? How about that?
That's good.
Since we are in Women's Health Awareness Month, and that's an easy one, what color ribbon represents that month?
Okay.
We just asked him what the month was. How's that? So she's going to put on her shoes.
Good question.
Mom Online's putting on her shoes. The first time she did it, she did not have her shoes on. And then everyone says, so is Mom Online going with her shoes on? 3D Learner has offered a $50 gift certificate off their initial assessment for students to come in and really see where their strengths and weaknesses are. Because often, as we know, kids act out and they cannot explain why they're acting out. They just do. And it's up to us parents and educators to sit with them and try to be patient and put them in sports and really figure out what's going on underneath the acting out. All right, Mom.
Okay, I'm still walking.
She's still walking. How big is your car? She must have a very big car because she's going to the car in front of her.
Park closer to the school.
Maybe she's got like a train.
I recognize some of the moms that I've already talked to, so I walk past them.
And you need to go at a different time if the same people are online with you.
Yes. We come here by time. You here by a certain
She's getting her
time.
exercise. We need to get her a T-shirt that says Mom Online. He's shaking his head. Mom Online is Dan's wife.
Oh, she let the cat out of the bag.
Hi, Dan.
Hi.
All right, are you at the car?
I found a car, but she hasn't noticed me yet. She's on her.
All right, when you get to the car, let us know, because I wanted to also talk about an article that I was reading that says, I'm sorry, is not being taught in some preschools because it's just the words. It like goes back to what is a book. Well, okay, they're just letters, but if there's not an action behind it, then truly what does it mean? So this one preschool does not teach the kids to say I'm sorry. They teach them to act upon it. They can add the words with it, but there needs to be an action associated. And again, that goes to the point of women who say it's okay, or the husband or partner that says I'm sorry, and they come back and do it again. Tell me about these empty words. Or are they not empty? You tell me.
Well, words could be empty, or words could have meaning behind them.
What do you think about I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, but if they repeat the behavior, then they're really not sorry. So one of the things that you need to look for is the remorse. Are they really remorseful? Is there sadness when they're talking with you? Or are they trying to defend themselves, or they're just trying to stop the communication because they don't want to hear your complaints anymore? So you have to be very aware of what's happening, and are they really learning from what you just shared with them? Did that really bother them, that they hurt you, even though that maybe they did not intend to hurt you?
Richard and Larry, what do you guys think?
No, I think that's very, very deep what you just said about that kind of tone behind. You know, when somebody says, I'm sorry, like they're just really shutting it down.
Right.
And what we all therapists and counselors see with couples is very often this, you know, forget what I said the last 500 times. This time I really mean it.
And we say to our kids, when their kids say, I'm sorry, it was an accident, and they do it again. Well, then you say, well, say it with intent. They go, I'm sorry, and they look at the floor. And
I remember the first time my daughter broke something and got defended and said, it was an accident. I said, I should hope so.
My son
what kind
used
of
to, it was an
horrible kid would you be if you did it on purpose?
Right. But see, I think, again, it's one of those things that depends. I think we can see people using I'm sorry to shut people down. And I think it's very often used as this just all-purpose pass, kind of like, oh, my bad. And as long as you say it, and I think there's the element of we say it because we're supposed to say it, then it just is empty rhetoric.
You're
and
right.
I don't know if
my bad has replaced I'm sorry. You are correct.
And even, again, even just when you hear I'm sorry. And I don't know if I agree not teaching them the words as opposed to teaching them the words coupled with the action.
Correct.
Because, you know, sometimes it is important to hear that.
Yes.
But it's also important to see the behavior and the follow-up.
And what it means. All right, Mom, it sounds like you're at a car.
I do. I have a mom online.
Who are you with?
Good. I am on the phone with the Brooklyn Cafe TV. Say hi. Hello.
Hi.
They're on 95.3 and 1470 AM. And I have some gifts for you if you just answer a real simple question. Ready? Yes. Okay.
Ready.
She's ready. Okay. Question is, what color is the ribbon that represents the Awareness Month? Pink. Breast cancer. Pink.
Pink. There you go. Wait, I need a sound effect, Dan. I need a ding, ding, ding.
My bad.
Congratulations. And what has she won?
So I have for you a $50 off a 3D learner assessment. That's for you. Okay. That would be wonderful for your son. I'll tell you all about that after. That's a wonderful organization. And then I also have for you a T-shirt. This is from Salvatore Principe, and he is an artist.
I love it.
Yes, and he's an artist from the Heart of Delray Gallery.
Oh, I love it. Thank
Congratulations. Come down and join our studio audience. We're getting some tickets printed up, but Mom Online will give you all of the information. We air every day live from 1 to 2 on 95.3 FM and 1470 AM. So join our fun any day. And do me a favor, when you go to 3D Learner, we would love some feedback after you go and how that assessment went for your child.
Great. Sure, would love to.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Mom Online.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to continue our roundtable discussion on love, relationships, and #MeToo. Give us a call, 888-565-1470, and we will be right back.
make your smartphone brilliant? One tap creates a virtual wine fine tuner. Another, a coffee refiner. A beauty cream and makeup enhancer.
Wow. Look at your eye.
What a difference. And with still just a tap, a strength and flexibility harmonizer.
Yeah, I definitely felt something different.
This is the Vitalizer. In the App Store on any smartphone, a simple download that will embed specific frequencies and vibrations into your phone's light photons and sound waves. Calibrations designed to affect taste.
The Vitalizer one is better than the other one, for sure.
Hydration, absorption,
Feel silkier.
and perhaps most incredibly, your strength, flexibility, and energy. Amazing.
Wow. Crazy.
Well, salud. I'm loving it. Go to www.vitalizerapp.com and make your waves. smartphone. Calibrations designed to affect taste.
The Vitalizer one is better than the other one, for sure.
Hydration, absorption,
Feel silkier.
and perhaps most incredibly,
Facilitating coaching workshops for 17 years. She specifically works with women in their 50s and beyond who are ready for radical self-care, powerful and loving relationships, including relationships with themselves and others. Certified in Healing Your Heart, Future Focused, Courage, Blueprint, and Best Year of Your Life. An integrative leader, Rochelle has also been featured on The Oprah Winfrey Show and in numerous magazines, newspapers, and other local TV shows. You'll walk away with more happiness, freedom, and love. Rochelle is your secret agent of change. Contact her directly at CoachRochelle@Comcast.net or online at www.RochelleSchwartz.com. Or you can call her at 954-464-7017. That's 954-464-7017.
Does your child learn best when they see and experience information? Is your child smarter than indicated by test results? 3D Learner is an integrated learning program that helps identify your child's strengths and challenges. 3D Learner's individualized program for academic and athletic success will significantly improve reading comprehension, test scores, and self-esteem. Contact 3D Learner today for more information. Call 561-361-7495 to unlock your child's true potential. Visit us at 3dlearner.com or call 561-361-7495. Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe, where every day is a new adventure. If you'd like to join Don and Freddy S. at the cafe, give them a call at 888-565-1470 toll-free. Come on in or call to share a thought for the day and get all the information you need to help your business grow. That's 888-565-1470. Let's reopen the cafe doors. Now, back to Dawn and Freddy S.
And we are back, a seamless transition on our last segment of the Brooklyn Cafe TV. You can find us on 95.3 FM, 1470 AM, live streaming on Facebook and Periscope at the Brooklyn Cafe TV. And give us a call, like Mom Online did, 888-565-1470. I'm really excited to see how this child does at 3D Learner, because what they offer, if I had known that from my daughter at the time, who was always a visual learner, she was an art major. And she always sat with no cards, and we'd go over and over and over, because that's how she saw as art. My son is in law school, so clearly different. Same parents, same school, same everything. It's just how they learn. But imagine teaching to a child's strengths and to the point, again, of educating them so they are successful. And that's, I think, a lot of what it is. And we're talking about the I'm sorry, coupling it with the actions. Because words can be empty. You know, you throw a ball, I'm sorry. I hit you, I'm sorry. What do?
The action represents the restitution, because if we really are sorry, we want to kind of give them something, an offering of, like a peace offering, and that's basically what offering some sort of restitution would be, saying, I know that I did wrong, and I was in the wrong, and I'm offering you. You know, in fact, you can do this like with, if it's the children, they could actually offer to do like some sort of chore in the house for mom or dad.
Because a lot of times they're acting out for a reason, and I know there are children that are abused, and they don't even know what the action is to come and say, this was wrong, but you see the behaviors act out. And as a therapist, do either of you work with children?
I have.
You
yes.
do?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
How do we even assess that? I mean, obviously on a midday show, do we work with, back to my training of drawing and dolls and all of those
A lot of therapists do work with play therapy and sand tray therapy and those kinds of
expressive
techniques.
arts type of
right,
things.
but and again, a lot of our background has been in working with therapists and early childhood educators to be able to look for certain signs. There's always a caveat, though, right? We talk about possible or potential indicators. Unless something was witnessed, they're just possible indicators.
Red flags.
So sometimes, there is a tendency to overreact. Again, we can't help but connect it to an overall sexual health and sexuality education message, because sometimes adults react to a child having sexual knowledge as evidence that they must be abused.
Right.
How
do
you
know
know
that?
that? Who's touching you?
How do
And
we
that's a
change the
little-
culture? Because
this kind of revolution?
now we need to really educate and change the culture.
Yes.
From
It's
the
time.
grassroots efforts
And
to
I think
go
it's
forward.
chipping away at a lot of this stuff, like we
Yes.
are, like even with the I'm sorry. Talking to kids, looking at it and framing it the way you did, but also seeing that that's on a continuum, that we don't just talk to kids, we continue that conversation throughout life, throughout adulthood. Also understanding that if we don't have different standards for the adults, we know that the abuse cycle involves a lot of contrition, a lot of apologies, a lot of overt gestures, buying flowers, doing things, yet it's part of a cycle. So there's no easy answer. There's no simple way of looking at a lot of these things. It's about continuing to chip away, being consistent, being constant, just like as a parent. The trick to parenting really is to outlast your kids. You're the last one standing. But your messages have to be consistent and constant.
But I think the time is right for a new sexual revolution.
Yes.
Because people talk about the sexual revolution, the late 60s and early 70s, like it was some success. I think the poor sexual health we've been dealing with for the past 25 years is a result of a not so successful revolution.
And if let me say something on that, just on that point, because I think you're making a really key point right here. Because when you're looking at that sexual revolution that was in the past, it was about doing.
Right.
Now the sexual revolution is more about being.
And it's attitudinal. There was another mini sexual revolution with the FDA approval of Viagra that kind of went under the radar. Now we're due for a sexual health revolution.
But now that even just to get back to the Me Too, and I talked about this last week at some networking events I go to, and I really try not because I don't like them, but because they're misconstrued when I go. If they're at a bar, men they're not as appropriate as they should be to a woman in business. Well, no matter what I'm wearing, they wouldn't ask you guys the same thing they wouldn't as they approach me. It's just different, and it makes people uncomfortable. Even though I have my voice, you always want to be, and I always say, always be a lady. And Freddy says, no, just tell them it this way. But, it's different what a guy was saying in Christina. And what do you do when you go to those situations? How do we even teach our daughters, as they become empowered women, to find their voice within work and then, as I say, off the mat, into socializing, ladies?
I just learned to walk away from men or women who are inappropriate and are not respecting my boundaries, especially if they're strangers. If they're friends, you can correct them and offer some suggestions. But if they're strangers, I'm not wasting my time. I've learned the hard way, because this is how we get stuck in the cycle of abuse. You speak your truth, and they will brainwash you to believe that somehow it was still your fault that they touched you inappropriately. So I just walk away. I don't give them a second chance.
Well, that's the other thing. Is it our fault as women? Back to where we started.
Definitely not. It's definitely not our fault. And I think that's so important to help young women today to realize that, that you have the right to dress the way you want to dress and to be the way you are. I realize that sometimes that could go to extremes in certain cases, but that they deserve that respect, and the respect should be taught at home.
And it goes back to
respect. To the guys, to the young men, before they're teenagers.
Yes.
Teach them to respect, that they should be respecting their mother, they should be respecting women. And we used to have that back in the 50s.
I love that point. Yes,
and we
it goes
need
to
that
respect
again.
of your mother.
Yeah, I was born in the 50s, and we need to have that again.
Well,
you know?
but men weren't pigs and predators and
It was
abusers
actually probably
back in
more
the 50s.
accepted then.
You know,
Right?
a lot
Sexual
of it
harassment
is,
in the
it
workplace
goes back
wasn't
to old
status
school
quo
of
in the 50s.
respecting your mother. And
I think, again, the more, it's kind of like the bubble, that the awareness is more now, but like we
Right.
said earlier, it's not an epidemic. This
No, it
maybe will
becomes the
change
norm.
Yeah,
that
well,
as
Christina,
well.
I
it
agree
wasn't
with
that
you.
it didn't exist, but I think that it
was a man's world.
treated a little differently in middle-class America.
It's
If you know what I'm
separated.
saying. I
And I
could be
think maybe
wrong.
one of the things that we can look at or characterize that as is it was less seen, it was less visible, it was more underground.
Yes.
Right.
And it was also more accepted, which kept it there.
It was not social media. I want to make sure we get everyone's information out. Gianni, where can people find you for therapy, relationship, counseling?
Okay, I am the founder of Fearless Love, relationship coaching and counseling, and you can find me on, I have a website at fearlesslove.net, or my number is 561-450-5580.
Boys?
Thank you. I can be reached by email at either at Ricky, R-I-C-K-Y, at modernsextherapy.com, or by phone, 561-809-1080. I also want to give a quick plug for any therapists listening. I'm a co-director with Dr. Rachel Needle in West Palm Beach of Modern Sex Therapy Institutes. We train therapists and doctors and nurses.
Larry?
And I'm also with a nonprofit organization called Sage Institute for Family Development. You can reach me by email at Larry, L-A-R-R-Y, at sageinstitute.org. And you can also reach me by phone at 561-254-4237.
Christina, where do we find Lynn TV Productions?
Yes, well, you can go to our website, which is lintvproductions.com.
And John, with Vitalizer Key, will be here tomorrow. We're going to get vitalized. Banana Dan, thank you for running our board. What a great picture. I love that shot. Mom Online, thank you again. I can't wait to see how everything went with 3D Learner. We'll see you tomorrow, everyone. Same time, same place. Be kind to each other. It's all about respect. Bye-bye. Say goodbye.
Thanks, John.
Sit back, relax, and breathe while breathing in the benefits of salt in our invigorating Salt Oasis. The Salt Suite of Boca Raton provides 100% natural treatment for sinus, respiratory, and skin conditions. From the adult relaxation lounge to a children's playroom, Salt therapy opens up sinuses, lungs, and flushes out allergens and pollutants for all ages. Give us a call at 561-288-0481. Mention the Brooklyn Cafe and receive 2 visits for the